All right, Rebecca Budd, congratulations are in order. You have, looks like you have won your school board race. Nick Singer has told his supporters that you have won, and so it sounds like he is conceded. Are all of the precincts in for you now?
I think we're still waiting on one.
Still waiting on one, but what is the?
But I mean, from what Nick called me, so he said his supporters had pulled the numbers and that I had won.
Yeah. Okay. So now, kind of a surprise in this particular school board election. Money has been a surprisingly big issue. An issue's been made of the money that Stan Hupfeld has spent on his campaign, and then the money that you spent on your campaign as well. How much of your own money did you spend on this campaign?
I don't really know at this point because we still have contributions still coming in.
I see.
And so, but there's more resources than just money. And so when you look at the resources that for example, Paula Lewis and Nick Singer had, they had some advantages that I didn't have.
Such as? What are some?
Such as, support from the Democratic Party, a lot of volunteers. Nick had previously run, and so he already had campaign experience.
Yes.
He had a really good campaign consultant that had experience with races in my district.
Well, now there's a real human factor to your winning tonight, though. Talk about where you volunteer and just how connected you are to Oklahoma City Public Schools, because it may surprise people to hear about that.
Well, I volunteer at 2 schools. Wilson Elementary, I've been a tutor for 3 years, but the bulk of my volunteering is at Martin Luther King Elementary. And I've been there on average about 20 to 30 hours a week, almost 1,000 hours this year, doing everything from raising money to working with children that have behavioral issues, to helping teachers get supplies, to raising money for a music teacher, anything that they need there to help them get resources when the budget cuts took away resources.
Right, and it's not unusual for me to see you at every school board meeting.
That is true. That's one of my big things I do.
Yeah, we see each other around a lot. For a reporter to see a volunteer around different places on a beat that he's covering almost as much as he is, that's a lot of contact. It seems like you value high contact.
I do. I think the school board and the school in general, the district in general, has a lot of issues, and they're very complicated, and it's easy to look at them from one angle. And I find going to the board meetings gives me a different perspective on what's going on. It gives me an advantage in knowing what the board is thinking, and especially with some of the more controversial issues. As the principal at MLK said, you're helping one school, but there's a lot bigger issue here. And so going to the board meetings and the special meetings and talking to board members has really helped understand how I can best help different schools.
What's the first big issue that you want to see the newly constituted board start to work on?
I think we have to start working on budgeting for next year. It's going to be a very difficult year. And I know the superintendent is putting together her proposals, and there's going to be a lot of really tough decisions to make and work through. And the sooner we start that process, the more security we can provide to our teachers and our principals. And that's really my main concern, is how do we keep our really good people through these hard times.
So you think budgeting is going to be the number one challenge for the board?
I think it is.
Not surprising, is it?
No, unfortunately it's not. But, sometimes when you have less to work with, you can do more with what you have. And
do you agree with the state, though, continuing to cut funding over the last 10 years?
No, we need more funding for our teachers. We need more funding for a lot of different parts of education.
Do you plan on going to the Capitol and doing some footwork out there, some hand-to-hand, kind of shaking a lot of hands out there?
Oh,
and
definitely.
Talking to a lot of people?
Just as much as you see me at the school board, I'm sure the legislators will start seeing me just as much.
All right. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you.